If you believe that Jesus is Christ, the Son of the living God, you have only one advantage in the kingdom of heaven. Only one advantage. Till Jesus appears again, there is only one advantage for you if you believe that Jesus is Christ, the Son of the living God. Only one advantage, not two, not three, one. And if you are not using that advantage, you can't get anything in this life. You can't receive anything. You will be deprived. You will live as a poor person, a rejected person, people who have no use, till Jesus comes, when you are not dead. So let us look at that advantage you have. In Matthew chapter 11, from verse 11 to 14, or to 15, read it to 15, because that word there, verse 15, is very important. Matthew chapter 11, verse 11 to 15, Jesus said, Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there had not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John. And if you receive it, this is Elias or Elijah, which was thought to come. He that had ears to hear, let him hear. Now, Jesus is talking about the kingdom of heaven here. And he said the least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than John the Baptist, who he described as the greatest of everybody born by woman. And he said John the Baptist was Elijah. Elijah was a prophet who locked heaven. That's how great that prophet was. And he said he was John the Baptist. But the least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than him. And from that time of John the Baptist, what is happening in the kingdom of heaven is that it is those who are violent and forceful who get anything in the kingdom. And the law and the prophets were until his days. So if you have ears, hear it. If you don't have ears, close it. Now, what is the kingdom of heaven? Jesus described it in Matthew chapter 13, verse 24, 25, 47 to 50, that it's like a field where good seed and bad seed are sown. It's like a net cast into sea and everything is caught into it. But when he returns, when he comes the second time, then he will remove those tares and those bad ones away. But right now it's not come. The kingdom of God, everybody is there. And he's saying that the least in the kingdom of God, so that least can even be a child of a Satan. It can be a wicked person. It can be a murderer. It can be a 419. He can be a kidnapper. He can be a terrorist. He can be a bandit, a ritualist. He can be babao, because all of them are in the kingdom of heaven. And the least of them is greater than the greatest of all born by a woman. So that is how dangerous the kingdom of heaven now is. The kingdom of heaven is dangerous. Very little person in the kingdom of heaven, whether it's from Satan or from God or from whoever, he's greater than the greatest. And when the person is forceful and violent, he can take everything. And if you are following the law and the prophets, for you, then your case, you are even being cast. You don't even approach it. You don't get anything. But let's look at the advantage somebody who believes that Jesus Christ has, and if you use it. Matthew chapter 16, from verse 13 to 19. Matthew chapter 16. Jesus asked the disciple to define who he was. And Peter said to him, you are Christ the Father. Read verse 16 carefully, whether that's what Peter said. You are the Christ, the Father, the only God. Peter said, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus said, my Father revealed it to you. And upon this I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. and I'll give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And whatever you bind here on earth will be bound in heaven. What you lose will be loose in heaven. So your only advantage in the kingdom of heaven, as somebody who believes that Jesus is Christ, the Son of God, is to bound. If you don't bound, the least, whether it's the least child of Satan, will still ride over you, because it needs only violent and forceful nature to take it. But bind the wicked one, bind the bandit, bind the terrorist, bind the one who is not even believing that Jesus is Christ, whether it's Buddhist or Muslim or Jew or Hindus or atheists. You see, the only thing to hinder their competition is to use the power given to you to bind. But then don't be sitting down and be following law and the prophet. That one, you don't even have that power. Because Paul said, Christ became of no effect to any one of you just for so by the law. You fall from grace. Very little, it destroyed everything. Galatians 5, 4, 8, and 9. Galatians 5. So that's your advantage. Bind, and whatever you bind, and lose, whatever you lose. And that's your only advantage. So use that advantage, and you see things will happen to you. Take care.